we're going to California, your home state, Kimberly Arnold.
Dr. Hoby, it's great to meet you.
Kimberly, pleasure.
I sent you a connect request on LinkedIn. I'm right in San Rafael, California, so not.
I'm 10 miles north of you in Petaluma.
Well, there you go. So we have every good reason to get together when you're back in town.
We need to do it.
And I had commented in the chat. I don't know if you remember, there used to be a restaurant in San Francisco called Opaque.
Yep.
Which I remember going with my family to. And so for anyone else, it was a dine in the dark experience. And I remember when we first went in to the total darkness, I actually started to have a panic attack. And it was coming from that I wasn't in control of my vision suddenly disappearing. And I had to step back out and close my eyes and walk in with my hand on somebody's shoulder and then choose to open my eyes in the dark in order to settle myself. It was a fascinating experience, I'll just say.
That's fascinating.
But it's kind of related to what I was going to ask you, which is, so the work that I do is teaching teams. It's kind of like physical therapy for your nervous system. I teach them 60-second resets to reclaim their calm and confidence and sense of connection. And I was curious because so much I think of seeing people who have vision, we cue a lot off of our mirror neurons from what we see. Yeah. But I was curious for you, to what extent, because I'm imagining those are still active for you, but just through your other senses. Yeah. So I was kind of curious about that, was part one. And then part two was, I'm also curious if maybe people who don't have vision actually maybe don't have as much anxiety because their other senses are so heightened. So those are my two curiosities.
Those are great questions, Kimberly. Thank you so much. And to answer part one, I think that I do have I get anxiety. I need to reset myself all the time. But I think that for me, as someone who was born blind, I don't know what it's like to have vision. So I don't quite know how to make those synapses happen in any other way than I do. But what I do find is that when I throw a blindfold on people, they enter this state of calm that is unlike anything they've done before. And they forget about their phones and they turn off those distractions. And what I would say to that is that eyesight is what we use to take in 85 to 90% of our surroundings, which means that when we have 4 additional perfectly good senses, we typically only use them to take in 10 to 15% of our surroundings. So when we can turn off that eyesight for a minute, what ends up happening is people end up really deepening their sort of understanding because they're not distracted by, oh, what facial expression am I making? How are people judging me right now? How do I look? It's not that level, right? So these visual distractions get turned off and people are able to home in on what they know. And to answer part two of your question, I hope I answered part one sufficiently.
Yes, beautifully.
To answer part two, I would say, I don't know. I don't think my other senses are heightened. And I know a lot of blind people who don't like tasting stuff like I do at all. I'm kind of the only one that I know that does what I do. But I just use my other senses differently. So when I need to cross a busy street and not get run over, I rely on listening to traffic. You might imagine how electric cars impede that, but it really is not. I don't have better hearing than you. I truly believe that. I just have learned how to use it differently, right? So it's all about training your mind how to do things one way versus another.
Yeah, no, beautiful, beautiful. Well, I look forward to connecting when you're back in town.
Let's meet up for a drink.
Connect through LinkedIn and let's do it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I can't wait, Kimberly. I can't wait.